Grandpa, did he plaster in the museum down there at
No.
Yukon?
Oh, my father? Oh,
Yeah.
Christ, he plastered in all the notable buildings around, the banks, churches.
You remember any of them?
Oh, yeah. Up in Willimantic, I used to take him up there. Even years later, when we lived down in the trailer, or I was up here, I used to take him up there to work, up in Willimantic. I can show you the church.
How about that church up at the college, Bill?
Yeah, when they built that church and when it was ready for plastering, he worked in there.
What church at the college?
You know, on the old side, the old road, the entrance to the college, you go up there just a little ways, right on the left, there's a church right there. Connecticut College.
On the back side of the Yukon.
Well, it is in a sense that the front of it is down there in the 4 lanes, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but you're coming in from
So
the
William
steel
Street.
traps
Coming in
William
from the
Street
steel
side.
traps, Gallows Lane.
on that side.
Yeah, on that side.
Did he work in the museum too?
You know the Lyceum Museum? I used to bring his lunch there.
What museum?
Lyceum Museum. Down from the college. There's a museum right there. I used to bring his lunch there walk down from the steel traps. I used to bring him his lunch when he worked in the college. On the buildings, on the dorms, for the girls and things. He worked on several of them there. I had a guy tell me down at McDonald's one day, a few years ago, he knew the old man. He said he used to work with him. I used to work, he says, I was a carpenter, but he said your father always was the last guy on the job. You know, as the job dwindled down, they'd get rid of the guys, you know, all the guys that weren't quite so good. But you said your father was always the last guy there. He knew how to put all that molding, you know, molding around the edges, the
Yeah.
rooms and things,
Yeah,
that Cornish and all that, he knew that.
that was real delicate work.
Oh, that was, yeah, I know. I don't know when the hell he learned it, Kerry, but he knew it.
He must have had some training maybe from Scotland, Bill.
Well, he must have had some training when he was young. He
Somebody
worked
taught him.
with somebody.
Taught him.
Or somebody,
Good. It was
you know,
good.
showed him.
He also
But I'll
must have
tell you,
had
he worked in a lot of big buildings. The Dime Savings Bank in New London, he worked in there. He worked in a lot of places that were notable places, you know.
Is that where you learned some of it?
Well, I wanted to learn it. I would have but he was tough. He was tough on me. I worked with him when he took some contracts to plaster some houses, you know, because they were building houses, few of them here and there, and he would take the whole house, you know, and plaster so many rooms and so many closets, and in the alcoves or anything, alcoves in the building for a certain price, $300, $800, you know, and they would come to an agreement, him and the guy that was building it, and I would go with him, mix the mortar, carry the bricks to build the chimney. It seems that I never could keep ahead of him. Before I could go up the ladder with a hod of bricks and take them down and put them safely where he could reach them, wasn't fast enough. He'd be there waiting. And then the staging I built for him, you know, had a ready-made staging, like, you know, sawhorses and planks. It was either too high or too close to the wall. It was always, all the stuff I mixed up wasn't quite the right consistency to the plaster, you know. And back in them days, you had to make your own line. You had to slack your own line. Now you can go and it's already made in a bag. All you do is add water to it, slop it up, hoe it
Why'd
up.
they call it slack? To slack the line?
Yeah.
What is it
Well,
that you did?
that there, it was hot lime. You put it in it was powdery, like lime you know of.
Yeah,
Put it in a barrel of water. You had to be careful. It got in your eye, it'd burn your eye out. It was dangerous, that hot lime. Burn your skin and burn a goddamn hole in your skin. You had to be careful.
'cause it had lye in it.
Yeah, it had lye in it, yes. And
Well,
that's what he used to hard finishing on the walls. And brown finishes first. That wasn't too bad. But Jesus Christ, you'd have to go like a son of a bitch to hoe it up, mix it up, and then carry it in there in buckets. That wasn't light.
No,
And dump it on the right place for him. He was not easy to get along with in that aspect. So I didn't like that. I wasn't going to put up with that.
no.
So I went over to sub base and got a job as a laborer, digging a foundation around the building so that they could waterproof the foundation. And then the boss of the carpenter seen me, and then he offered me a job in his crew as a carpenter's helper.
Then life got a little better.
Yeah, it was tough, you had to keep going. Italian short boss, he was a crew boss, and he wasn't easy. Jesus, you had to work steady all day and come home and have to do things. Wasn't easy.